sorry, but that little tribute on Friday just isn't enough. I'm Chris Wolvie, the wrestling vlog who always tells it like it is. WWE Hall of Famer Pat Patterson would have been 83 years old last Friday. He passed away in December of 2020, and they rang the bell 10 times in the second Thunderdome that was Tropicana Field in Tampa on both Raw and SmackDown. Last Friday, they had a short tribute to Patterson in commemoration of his birthday, telling some things about his life and, I believe most importantly, reminding us that he came up with the idea of the Royal Rumble. This tribute didn't last very long, as they had more stuff with the Last Prayer and Lashley Profits to get to, trying to build some momentum for this feud. You know, if that's all they could come up with, why did they even bother with the tribute at all? Pat Patterson was the first person to hold the Intercontinental Championship well over 40 years ago. This became the WWE's answer to the secondary titles of the National Wrestling Alliance that the WWE broke away from, particularly the United States Championship that would be absorbed by World Championship Wrestling when they broke from the NWA. He may not have held the title for too long, but really the IC title was never meant to be held for that long. It was meant to be a stepping stone to the WWE Championship back then. Even after his fighting days were over, Patterson stayed on as a confidant for Vince McMahon and had various roles as the WWE was starting their climb to the sports entertainment powerhouse it is today. It wouldn't surprise me if he didn't coach other superstars who would become IC champion in their lifetimes. Writing, assisting in production, training, Patterson was your go-to guy to get things done in the WWE. But his second greatest accomplishment, in my opinion, was coming up with the Royal Rumble match. The Battle Royal with a twist, as was its initial tagline, it turned the idea of a bunch of wrestlers throwing each other out of the ring on its head, introducing a staggered start to the concept, laid the groundwork for one of the most unpredictable matches ever created. Face could fight face, heel could fight heel, tag teams could fight each other. Factions could either stand together or fall apart. It was brilliance and simplicity, and it garnered a vast number of clones, not the least being that AEW 21-man match where 5 people come in every so often and the last one near the end. After a very successful trial run on the USA Network as a special in 1988, Vince made it the 4th of the annual pay-per-views in '89, the 4th major I call them. The match would have greater significance in '92 when it was used to crown a new WWE champion, and from '93 onward, the winner of the Rumble would get a title match at WrestleMania. In 2018, a Women's Royal Rumble was started, finishing the turnaround of women's sports entertainment from just a sexy sideshow to a legitimate division. And what does Pat Patterson get for coming up with this awesome idea that has lasted for 36 years and counting? Just a minute or two on SmackDown? No. No, I say! If there is any justice in this world of professional wrestling, in the stadium where his death was announced 3 years prior, Pat Patterson should be given his due for the concept of the Rumble. Much like when Lita came out at WrestleMania to announce that the term Divas was going away, somebody should come out before the Rumble PLE starts and announce that from this point forward, the match would be known as the Pat Patterson Memorial Royal Rumble match. And much like the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal winners, the Rumble winners should have their names enshrined on a trophy bearing Patterson's likeness. I mean, let's face it. In the WrestleMania era, Patterson is probably better remembered for being one of Mr. McMahon's stooges in the late 1990s, or for having the Hardcore Championship for a few minutes once. But he was so much more than that. He was one of the people who helped put the WWE on the map for good. And he deserves much more than what the WWE is giving. I'm Chris Wolvie, the wrestling vlogger who always tells it like it is. Pray for peace. And I'll see you